This is the story of Tariq from Islamabad, Pakistan. He was 23 and it was a Friday night. He and three of his friends had done what young people in Islamabad do on warm nights. They had gone for a long drive, no destination, just the city, the dark, and the windows down. By 2 a.m., they were on the road that runs along the edge of Margalla Hills, not far from Faisal Mosque. If you know Islamabad, you know this area. During the day, it is beautiful. Green hills, clean roads, the mosque rising above everything. But at 2, it is entirely else. The road is empty. The hills on the side are black. There are no streetlights for long stretches. And the silence is the kind of silence that does not feel like peace. Tariq was in the back seat on the left side of the car. His friend Hassan was driving. They were not going fast, maybe 40 kilometers an hour, just cruising. That is when Tariq saw something on the side of the road ahead of them. A figure standing completely still at the edge of the road, where the asphalt meets the dirt, facing away from them towards the hill. His first thought was someone broke down, someone is standing there waiting for help. But as the headlights swept closer, that thought left him. The figure was dressed entirely in white, a loose garment like a shroud hanging all the way to the ground. No feet visible beneath it. It was tall, taller than it should have been, and where the face should have been, there was only hair, long, thick black hair, hanging completely forward, covering everything from the crown of the head all the way down, so that no one feature was visible. No eyes, no mouth, just hair and the white dress, and that impossible stillness. It was not moving, not even slightly, not the way a person shifts their weight, not the way clothing moves in a breeze. Completely, perfectly still. Tariq grabbed the seat in front of him. He did not say anything, he could not. He just grabbed the headrest and stared as the car moved past it. In the moment, they were level with it, right beside it. It may be 8 feet away. The figure turned its head slowly towards the car. The hair moved with the turn of the head but never parted. No face appeared, just hair, rotating to face them as the car drove past. Hassan floored the accelerator. Nobody told him to, he just did it. Tariq turned to look through the rear window. The road behind them was empty. The figure was gone. Not walking away, not standing further back, just gone. As if it had never been there at all. Nobody in the car spoke for a long time. Hassan did not slow down until they were back in the lit streets of the city. When they finally stopped, they sat in the car outside Tariq's house and someone asked the question they all needed to ask. Did everyone see it? All of them had. The next day, Tariq told his uncle what they had seen. He described the white dress, the hair, the stillness, the way it had turned. His uncle did not look surprised. He told Tariq that what he described was something people in that area have been seeing for years, decades. Some say a figure on the road near the hills always at the night, always in white, always with the face hidden. Some people say it appears near the spot where a woman died on that road many years ago. Others say it is something older than that, something that has always been in those hills and occasionally comes to the road. His uncle told him one more thing. He said the ones who see it and drive past, they are the lucky ones. He said there are people who have stopped the car. He did not say what happened to them after that, and Tariq did not ask. Joel was 26 when this happened. He and four of his closest friends, guys he had known since college, rented a cabin in rural Tennessee for 5 days. No agenda, just a fire pit, a deck with a view of the tree line, woods to hike through, and enough food to last the week. The cabin was about 2 miles down an unmarked dirt road of the main highway. No other properties visible in any direction. Nearest town was 40 minutes away. Cell service was one bar. The first 2 days were perfect. Hiking during the day, fire at night, Joel says it was one of the best trips he had taken up to that point in his life. Then, on the third night, one of his friends, a guy named Derek, came in front of the deck and said something that stopped the conversation cold. He said that there's a man in the trees. All five of them went out to the deck. Joe says at first he could not see anything, just the dark wall of the tree line about 150 feet out, barely lit by the glow coming from the cabin windows behind them. Then Derek pointed, right there, between two trees, and Joel saw it. A shape, vertical, too tall and too still to be a deer, standing just inside the tree line, not moving at all. They called out. Nothing. They swept a flashlight across it and the shape was gone. Just trees. They stood on the deck for a few minutes, telling each other it was a shadow, a hiker. Nothing. They went back inside. Joel says they almost convinced themselves. Almost. Because later that night, around 2 a.m., the dog started barking. One of the friends had brought his dog, a 3-year-old lab named Hank. In 3 years, that dog had never shown a single moment of aggression. The night, Hank stood at the back door facing the tree line and barked so hard his whole body shook. For 40 minutes straight without stopping, and then, suddenly he stopped. Walked to the corner of the room, lay down and did not move for the rest of the night. Not sleeping, just completely still, eyes open, staring at the wall. None of them slept well. Joel was first up in the morning. He made coffee on autopilot, walked out to the deck and looked forward to the trees in the daylight. He nearly dropped his mug. There was a trail through the grass between the cabin and the woods. Not a one path from years of use. Something had made this last night. The grass was pressed flat and twisted at the roots, bent in a way that takes real weight to do. Not a deer, not the wind. Something heavily had walked this line back and forth repeatedly. The trail started at the tree line and came toward the cabin to about 15 feet from the back wall. Then it turned and went back, then came forward again, then back again. He counted the impression of the grass and it was like 7 or 8 times. But here is what stopped Joel completely, what made him stand on the deck without moving for a long time. The stride. The distance between each impression in the grass was not the stride of a person. Joel is 6 feet tall. He walked the trail himself to measure it, stepping foot to foot. Each impression was nearly double his stride length. Whatever had been walking toward their cabin in the dark was taking steps that no person Joel has ever known could replicate. Not running, not leaping, just walking. A completely calm, unhurried walk with a stride that should not be possible. Joel walked the others. They all came out and they stood around the trail in silence. Nobody said what they were all measuring with their eyes. Nobody needed to. They were packed and in the car within the hour. Left food on the counter, left chairs on the deck, left everything except their bag and keys. On the drive home, nobody spoke about the stride. Joel says he thinks they all made the same silent agreement. That saying it out loud would make it real in a way none of them were ready for. He has never gone back. He says he has thought about those impressions in the grass almost every day. He says the hardest part is not the fear of what it was. It is knowing whatever it was, it chose every single time to turn around. And he has never been able to decide if that makes it better or worse. He has never gone on another cabin trip, neither has the friend who owned Hank. He says the dog has never been the same since that night. Still flinches sometimes at nothing. Still sleeps facing the wall.